Pacquiao at his age, which is sad that he has to fight.
If Pacquiao wants to come back as a Hall of Famer and fight one more time, whatever. He didn't look good against Yordenis Ugas, and that was 5 years ago. We've seen him in these exhibitions looking fleshy, to say the least.
Floyd Mayweather didn't hold back after watching the latest training footage of 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao, who's still going strong in the gym. Known for his blunt and confident remarks, Mayweather's response was clear: stay retired. As fans watch Pacquiao defy age with his intense workouts, the legendary rivalry between these two boxing icons sparks once again, not in the ring, but through pointed words and renewed challenges outside it. The tension between them is far from over.
I think it's terrible, to be honest with you. I mean, it just sort of like sums up the way boxing's going these days. WBC, I think, is for so many years has been known as the most respected out there. You know, the famous green belt. You know, boxing just seems to turn a corner. You know, a 58-year-old Mike Tyson fighting James Bond, 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao coming back, not just coming back after years of time, but straight into the top 10 of the world rankings and fighting for the most prestigious belt of WBC. It's unfair to the fighters that have been working hard to get ranked.
Manny Pacquiao, boxing's only 8-division world champion, officially retired in 2021 to pursue a political career in the Philippines. However, in a surprising move this May, he announced his return to the ring to challenge Mario Barrios for the WBC welterweight title on July 19th. Recent training sessions in Los Angeles with longtime coach Freddie Roach showcased glimpses of his trademark speed and skill. Still, many fans and boxing experts have voiced serious concerns about his physical condition and overall readiness.
Because what's the worst case scenario? Someone gets seriously hurt. Someone has like life-altering injuries, and that can happen in boxing. We've seen this. Manny Pacquiao isn't immune to this. He's been knocked out. He's been hit. He's not Floyd, who has been hardly hit. Like, he's been knocked out cold. I thought when he got knocked out by Marquez, I thought he died. It was that scary. Yeah. Remember that one? So
I do.
Ultimately, I'm most surprised that if it hasn't been officially announced, if it lands in Nevada or California, I'll be very surprised and dare I say disappointed.
WBC President Mauricio Suleiman confirmed the upcoming bout, marking a full-circle moment for Manny Pacquiao, who began his championship journey with a WBC flyweight title. Despite a lackluster showing in a 2024 exhibition against Japanese kickboxer Rukia Anpo, Pacquiao remains confident, pointing to his 2019 win over Keith Thurman and minimal recent ring damage. His last professional fight was a 2021 loss to Yordenis Ugas.
Mario Barrios is the WBC champion, so who is he mandated to fight next? Do you have made that decision yet?
Well, at this time, Mario Barrios is going to fight Manny Pacquiao in July. That's a tremendous fight. There's a final elimination taking place in North Africa, New Guinea, which is Soko. And there's just many interests in the division. It's a great weight category.
I didn't know about Manny Pacquiao, so is this something is it out there? I've not seen anything about this.
Yes, it was released, PBC. Manny Pacquiao first title was the flyweight WBC, and he wants to retire as WBC champion, so he's fighting in the welterweight division.
Respected boxing analyst Max Kellerman has frequently praised Manny Pacquiao's extraordinary accomplishments across multiple weight classes. While acknowledging Floyd Mayweather's natural size advantage and technical skill, Kellerman emphasized Pacquiao's rare ability to climb weight divisions and still compete at the sport's highest level. He argued that Pacquiao's success against larger opponents strengthens his legacy as one of the greatest pound-for-pound fighters in boxing history.
Either for Pacquiao, take his peak. Was it at 140 pounds when he obliterated Ricky Hatton, Miguel Cotto, and then Oscar De La Hoya, though that was at 147? Was that Pacquiao's peak? Because remember, that's when the Mayweather-Pacquiao hype actually reached fever pitch. Oh my God, these are two of the best fighters we've ever seen. and they're both in their primes, in the same weight class at the same time. We have to see that fight.
Manny Pacquiao's return to professional boxing has reignited conversations about the motivations behind his comeback, with financial factors playing a significant role. In the past, Pacquiao has openly admitted that financial needs influenced his decision to fight again. In 2016, he stated, "Boxing is my main source of income. I can't rely on my salary as a public official," underscoring his financial responsibilities, including supporting his extended family and providing assistance to those in need.
As you guys may have heard, there are lots of reports coming out that Manny Pacquiao is down to only $26 million. I know many people are being sarcastic, $26 million is not going broke, but when you're supposed to have $100 million or more, that's not very good. Robert, what do you say? If you had $26 million, are you going broke or is that an improvement?
Like you just said, a lot of people could say, if I had $26 million, is a lot of fucking money. But for somebody like Pacquiao, well, yeah, maybe his account is getting to a point where he feels like he's going broke, but that's still a lot of money. Plus, in November he's gonna make another 20, and then he can fight.
You can fight Brandon, and then you can make 20.
Three more fights and. Make 60 in all three, or maybe close to 100. I don't even know how much he makes, but he does make a lot of money.
Boxing experts believe Mario Barrios may possess the tools to potentially finish Manny Pacquiao, raising the possibility of a knockout or a decisive loss that could lead to Pacquiao's final retirement. However, the outlook isn't entirely grim. Analysts note that power is often the last trait to fade in a boxer, and if Pacquiao can land his signature left hand cleanly, he remains a serious threat. Ultimately, the bout is seen as a high-risk but not unwinnable challenge, an emotional and physical gamble for an aging legend determined to defy time once again.
Welcome to Hood Champion Boxing and Sports. In boxing, you find a way to win or you find a way to lose. Let me tell you something. Manny Pacquiao, Mario Barrios. Not really sure what the hell's going on here. WBC is doing their thing to take care of Pacquiao. They ain't worried about Ryan Garcia and Devin Haney bullshit. They're looking at trying to breathe life back into the 147-pound division, so Manny Pacquiao's getting another opportunity. Let me tell you something, Pacquiao should be the A-side. The man bring a whole country. Barrios ain't quite doing it. But to come out here and think Manny Pacquiao is just going to get in here and put the bing-bings on Barrios, I understand having the mindset and remember what Manny Pacquiao was. He's not that, people. So if you ask me, him fighting Barrios, who wins? I got to give the edge to Barrios. But as far as who's going to win financially, it's Manny Pacquiao. Barrios gets some dough too, but it's Manny Pacquiao. That's it.
What makes this matchup even more controversial is the rumored sanctioning of it as a welterweight title fight. If a boxer who hasn't competed in years can bypass active contenders and earn a title shot solely on name recognition, it undermines the integrity of boxing's ranking system. This move is seen as disrespectful to younger fighters who have worked tirelessly to climb the ranks through consistent performance and legitimate competition.
Is this Manny Pacquiao? Manny Pacquiao's special.
I think it's a mistake, really do, and they should be quite embarrassed.
Shut up.
He's the best fighter I've ever been in a ring with.
They can fight anybody.
They don't have the passion, bro. They don't have the desire, bro.
Maybe that's why Manny decided to come back and give it a try.
He is hands down the best fighter I've ever fought. I didn't have as much respect for him prior to after, obviously. Now that I understand how difficult he is to deal with, there's no one else like him. You can't prepare for him.
Yeah, G, mediocre.
I mean, it's a good name to have on your resume, but as long as he ain't in my way.
Do that to the next fight, do the best.
Even then, Barrios is young. Barrios is a strong guy, that could actually hurt Manny.
Stop it.
Have you ever been hit in the liver?
He's way craftier than people give him credit for. It's not just all balls to the wall.
I think we're gonna be worried about what happens in that fight.
That's a joke, really?
No, I got the clinching. That's the rule.
I will be there for free.
Let's talk about that.
Moreover, sanctioning bodies, especially the WBC, are facing accusations of hypocrisy. While enforcing strict mandatory defenses for some fighters, they appear to bend the rules for stars like Pacquiao. Critics argue that prioritizing profit over fairness and fighter safety sends a troubling message that fame and legacy outweigh merit, integrity, and the long-term well-being of athletes.
Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios is a done deal. Fight will either happen July 19th and July 26th in Las Vegas or San Antonio. And it's not going to be a pay-per-view. It's going to be free on Amazon Prime. Whew. We blast Jake Paul for these types of fights. And yet a current world champion in Mario Barrios is going to go after Manny Pacquiao. Listen, I get it. You get to share the ring with the legend of Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest to all ever do it. But he's been retired now. He's already in the Hall of Fame. Manny Pacquiao did not look good in his previous exhibition he did last year either. Mario Barrios should easily run laps around Manny Pacquiao, destroy him. Why are we wasting time with this type of fight? It makes absolutely no sense to me. Listen, 147, welterweight. Me and Talani just got done talking about this in our interview. 147 is a historically great boxing division. And there is great talent in the division right now. But the problem is that guys don't want to fight each other. We don't want unifications. We don't want undisputed. And we're getting fights like Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios. Why? This fight makes absolutely no sense. If this is even somewhat competitive, that is embarrassing on Mario Barrios' part. Why are we wasting time with this fight? Listen, Brian Norman Jr. should be fighting Boots Ennis, but he chose a decent alternative. Fighting Sasaki in Japan is fine. That's still two debatably top 5 fighters in the welterweight division fighting each other. I'm A-okay with that decision. Boots Ennis finally stepped up and he did the unification fight against Danny Onis. Great. Manny Pacquiao versus Mario Barrios? Okay, if this was for a massive bag, I get it. But you're fighting for a non-pay-per-view event, so you're going to be fighting for free against a guy like Manny Pacquiao. Why? There are plenty of other fights to be making. But yet we're getting Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. Is Manny Pacquiao even ready to fight in the ring? Why is he? I get he still loves the sport, but listen, you are an all-time great and a legend of the sport, a Hall of Famer. Why return? Why not just go pursue other things? If anything, do those little cheap expedition fights that you did last year, or those that are similar to that of what Floyd Mayweather keeps doing. Why is Manny Pacquiao doing a real legitimate fight? I get for its world championship, but against Mario Barrios. Why is Mario Barrios agreeing to this?
Carl Frampton has voiced strong concerns over Manny Pacquiao's planned return to the boxing ring, calling it shameful, embarrassing, and downright dangerous. The former two-weight world champion believes that Pacquiao's comeback at this stage of his life is ill-advised and carries serious risks to both his health and legacy. While acknowledging Pacquiao's undeniable love for the sport, Frampton stressed that the physical demands of boxing at an advanced age could have severe consequences. He noted that Pacquiao's trademark speed and reflexes have naturally declined, leaving him more vulnerable in the ring. Frampton's main worry is the risk of injury and the potential damage to Pacquiao's storied career.
Joke, really? There's a thought, an absolute joke. I love Manny Pacquiao. Love everything about him. An all-time great in terms of what he's done previous, but that doesn't entitle you to just walk back in after 6 years and get a number 4 ranking with the WBC and fight for a world title. What about all the other guys that are waiting around? It's wrong. We seen Manny Pacquiao fight an exhibition against a kickboxer in his last fight, and kickboxers can't box, right? I've seen world champion kickboxers coming and sparring boxers. They can't box. They can kick, but they can't, and they can kick and box a little bit. They can't really box, and Manny didn't look great. I mean, yep, I don't know. The WBC, I think we have a lot of time for Richie O'Sullivan, but I think it's a mistake, really do, and they should be quite embarrassed allowing a 46-year-old Manny Pacquiao straight in for a world title fight.
Speculation about Manny Pacquiao's return to the ring in early 2024 created a major buzz in the boxing world. The legendary fighter was scheduled to face Muay Thai icon Bwaka Banchamek in a high-profile exhibition bout on April 20, 2024. The match featured special rules blending boxing and Muay Thai, designed to showcase both athletes' unique styles while minimizing injury risks. More than just a fight, the event was a commercial spectacle with a reported $25 million purse, highlighting its huge appeal, especially in Asia, where both fighters are revered. For Pacquiao, the bout represented a financially rewarding comeback without the pressures of a sanctioned professional fight. For Bwaka, it was a rare and prestigious chance to compete against a global legend. While some critics questioned the competitiveness of the match, fans and promoters embraced it as a respectful celebration of two icons, balancing entertainment, honor, and safety.
You know, Pacquiao's style is good for the Muay Thai sports, and I don't know that boxing is different than Muay Thai, and you know we're going to fight in boxing, so you know what I'm talking about. It's hard for him to adjust without using elbows, legs like that. So it just, you know, you need to train hard and work hard because it's hard to. It's very hard to. I got a big round of applause for Manny.
Manny Pacquiao's comeback faced major hurdles during his exhibition match against Japanese kickboxer Rukia Anpo on July 28, 2024. Originally set to fight Chihiro Suzuki, Pacquiao had to adapt to a last-minute replacement when the taller, younger Anpo stepped in. Standing 6 feet tall, Anpo used his height and reach advantage to keep Pacquiao at a distance, landing precise jabs and combinations that challenged the boxing legend's defense. Despite Pacquiao's efforts to close the gap with his trademark footwork, he struggled to break through Anpo's guard, especially in the first 2 rounds.
He's bigger than me. It's too big for me, and the floor mat is different to boxing. Because in boxing just a little bit, but in May, like, so it's hard to move with shoes. So, but it's good. Good experience. We give a good action fight to the fans. Elbow is about my backhead is like swelling a little bit. Is his elbow like punch. He can move. He can punch. The thing is, he can be a boxer. He can be a boxer, but in his weight division, there's a lot of also a good fighter in his weight division, like a bigger guy. It's that's right. It's really surprising to me that
Promoter Ben Shalom has voiced serious concerns about Manny Pacquiao's return to professional boxing, stressing the significant health risks involved. Shalom emphasized the dangers aging fighters face when returning to the ring, saying, "It is very hard as a promoter to say it, but equally, if you have enough money in the bank, you have to protect your health." He drew parallels to legends like Muhammad Ali, whose late career fights had lasting negative impacts on their well-being. Shalom also noted that many fighters struggle to retire because they're addicted to the adrenaline and excitement of competition, making it difficult to walk away despite the risks.
Thank you to Manny Pacquiao. Unbelievable career that we may never have a career like that again. I want you to take with you when it comes to Manny Pacquiao's moments by taking themselves out of a comfort zone, challenging themselves. And Manny Pacquiao is a dinosaur with a glass of a dying breed. We're not going to see too many fighters like this ever again. And Pacquiao is going to be the type of fighter that we tell our kids about. Pacquiao has 20 wins, greater than some of your favorite fighters' best win. Manny Pacquiao has 3 Hall of Fame careers in one, winning legit titles in 8 different weight classes. Pacquiao's legacy will age better and better and better. As times go on and on and on, a fighter like Floyd Mayweather, I think his legacy will diminish a little bit. Salute to Manny Pacquiao, one of the greatest of all time.
Key Hatton has raised concerns about how far boxing is willing to push age limits for big-name fighters. He views the Pacquiao vs. Barrios bout as part of a troubling trend where aging legends are cleared for competitive fights that may cause more harm than good. Reflecting on his own experience in cases like Mike Tyson's late comeback, Hatton suggests that regulators have become too lenient in protecting fighters. While he acknowledges Pacquiao's enduring skill, Hatton questions whether it's appropriate to allow him to compete at such a high level at this stage in his career.
4 years this fight for the WBC welterweight title. That's July the 19th in Vegas, ironically. What did you make of that news when you heard it?
Well, it's boxing today, innit? To be honest with you, boxing thing. You know, if you can let a 58-year-old Mike Tyson boxer Jake Paul. And, you know, Manny Pacquiao coming back on 46 doesn't look too bad, does it? But Manny's coming back though, and you know, Tyson was coming back fighting Jake Paul. Manny's coming back fighting for the world title. But, and I say this with love, you know, how has Manny got his world title shot? He's been retired 6 years. He can't. He's got that on previous successes, hasn't he? You know, to walk straight after being retired so many years ago, straight into a world title fight. How is that allowed possible? What happened? Surely he must have been dropped out of the rankings when he retired. All of a sudden he decided to make a comeback. They put him straight in at #1 contender. I think only boxing can answer that.
I think he's got. Did you say fifth, though? He's been already placed fifth in the world ranking.
Eddie Hearn, known for his frank and strategic insights, would likely be intrigued by Manny Pacquiao's decision to fight Mario Barrios, especially considering Pacquiao's age and long time away from the ring. Hearn might praise Pacquiao's legendary status, highlighting how his speed and experience still make him a threat at 46. However, he would also emphasize the risks involved. Barrios is younger, active, and recently won the WBC interim welterweight title by defeating Yadenis Ugas. Hearn might question whether Pacquiao is chasing legacy or simply trying to stay relevant in a competitive welterweight division. He could note that while the fight is expected to draw strong pay-per-view interest, especially among Filipino and Latino fans, it raises serious concerns about fighter safety and longevity. Pacquiao's new training footage has reignited debates in the boxing world, with his speed, footwork, and dedication sparking both admiration and worry from fans and former rivals. Among those reacting is Floyd Mayweather, whose legendary rivalry with Pacquiao still looms large. Whether Mayweather sees this as a genuine threat, a nostalgic moment, or a promotional move, one thing is clear: Pacquiao continues to defy expectations. What are your thoughts on Pacquiao's latest training footage? Share your comments below.